Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Manoj, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Hello.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the mail, we have uh, the editors and reviewer also. He is the reviewer, I think, from IT Madras.
You checked his
I tried.
profile. Is, is
Yes.
he not the editor?
No, sir. He is the reviewer, and
Other guy?
there is no profile in the in his like this link is not working, and
Other guy who is in the CC. Is he the editor?
other guy is. Uh,
Or a man? There
Yes,
are two people in
yes, yes,
the copy of the email.
yes, yes. He is the editor, sir.
Ah, you checked that,
Yes, sir. He is the editor.
and it looks like he is the reviewer. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir. Sir, the reviewer one comment is the paper is more
Hmm.
about the volt var control, figure 4, than about the unbalanced operation. Uh, the previously he had.
But it is about both, na?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Why
sir.
we are talking about both things?
Sir, but he is like more about volt var control. Uh, But our problem statement is finding the FOR of unbalanced network and how to
Yes,
improve it using the volt-var of DPV. Uh,
right.
yeah. So how to address this question, sir? I can specify like first of all we are finding the feasible operating region, considering
No, no,
the.
no, no, no. Missed the first. Just mentioned the main scope of the paper is to find the feasible operating region
Hmm,
of this active distribution system
hmm,
and uh, exploiting um, the
volt-var control.
no, not volt-over control,
The distributed
exploiting the
distributed
no
operating.
the support capability, the support capability that it can offer to the transmission system,
Yes, sir.
and this is achieved through you know no yeah so to achieve this we are also using you can say volt-over control, and to make it more realistic we have considered unbalanced distribution system, right?
Yes, sir. And we are using the
So
load voltage sensitivity also, load voltage dependence.
uh,
We are using photovoltaics
yeah,
and
yeah, just mention that, but just mention the main focus of this scope of the paper is FOR and how to control the operating point within the FOR, right?
yes, sir. Sir, just to remind you, it's like initially we are finding the FOR with a uniform
Mm.
per unit volt var control to all the DPVs, and then we have
Hmm.
modified the volt var to achieve more flexibility. That is the
Yes,
yeah. So we
to
are
achieve more flexibility.
yes, sir. We have
So that
shown
is
that our
it,
proposed
more
method.
flexibility means it is going outside the FOR region.
No, sir. The FOR region is expanding if you are using the proposed volt-var control which
Yeah.
we have.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
Fine. So in line with that, right, that this is the main scope of the paper because this simple statement kind of uh, you know is incorrect representation of what the paper is about, right? This statement is just boiling down whole paper, reducing it to just volt-var control versus unbalanced operation. It looks like as if we are claiming it is unbalanced operation, right? Where our entire focus is on main focus on unbalanced operation. Neither is the main focus on unbalanced operation nor is on volt-var control.
Yes, sir.
It is on FOR and then how F4 can be improved. And we are using volt-to-volt control for that. And to do so, we are also making it more realistic when we consider unbalanced operation and what is the load side you are considering, and mention that also.
Okay, 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 sir. Um, then, sir, we had been asked to improve the figures.
Mhm.
Figure 6 is good. However, it is not clear how the volt bar control is. I think this is a wrong statement, not realized. Uh,
Realize it.
uh, Sir, this is a repetition kind of thing. Like it's not clear why VVC is used in this work. How VVC, how distributed photovoltaic help in VVC, um, and the figure he is asking is this one. Yeah, this is the I had improved the volt bar proposed volt bar control, but
Mm.
he is referring to the figure 6, I think.
Question figure 6.
But 6 is just a test system. Maybe he is.
Which is talking about whole paper, I think,
Uh,
how the
okay.
how the volt var is controlled. I think he wants us to understand. Um, Maybe he is assuming that rooftop PV inverter doesn't have volt var control and all that.
Yes,
So
sir.
how is it? How are we achieving? So I think you can mention that this is how we are doing, and assumption is that inverter will be having volt var control capability, right?
Uh, yes, sir. I had mentioned it something like this. If you can read it there. Hello.
Wait, I'm reading.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but then the question here is volt var control. We are using the one is the tap changer of the transformer, right?
Yes, sir.
And are we also considering? We are also considering the inverter has the volt var control capability, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think we have to make that assumption clear. But what you should also make along with that clear is the counter question could be most of the inverters, rooftop inverters, let us say in Indian market,
Yes, sir.
um, are not having volt-var control capability,
Yes, a
but
constant
there
power
are,
factor and all.
yeah. So, but there are some out in the market and also globally. So you mentioned that
Uh, Sir,
um,
sir,
there are already.
in the introduction section, I had introduced like why why not constant power factor, why not this, and that I had mentioned there. So I will repeat it here. I mean, rephrase it some way in this.
No, no, you are not understanding because you are not ready to listen fully.
Sir,
You listen first and then tell what do you want to do. The question is here, inverters do not have, most of the inverters, rooftop inverters do not have volt-var control functionality. Here we are assuming that, so we have to make that assumption clear. Now we also need to strengthen it with some supporting references. Otherwise, the counter question will come. Practically, most of the inverters are not having this. How can you achieve? So there we have to show them that there are inverters available already in the market, solar PV and rooftop PV inverters, which are capable of doing it. There are smart inverters available in Indian market now. Some are, using number, and in other countries there are already, for example, in Germany and others, rooftop PV inverters have quite a bit control capability, so that the counter question doesn't come, or answering that counter question also along. So that assumption you have to just mention. This is how we are doing. Volt-to-hour control, first talk about how volt-to-hour control is done,
Yes.
and also they are mentioned the practically the high voltage transformers have the potent, no, these tap changers they were using, making use of that, and most of the LV side transformers do not have tap changers, and we are not considering that to be more realistic. And then there is also inverter. Then you talk about inverter side, how they will respond. So explain it a bit.
Um, um, so it's like the smart inverters are available in the Indian market as well.
That you
So
will give supporting document later, and you can give some reference and all that. You find out that there will be available. Huh?
okay, 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 sir. Sir, but in the previous comment, he this paper is more about volt bar control. Figure four. Figure four was just general volt bar control with different slopes and so he
What
just
was the earlier comment? Who was giving the earlier comments?
no, no, sir. The
Not sure.
first comment of the reviewer one, the paper is more about volt bar control.
Go back. You were showing that it is more about Volt-to-hour and less about this thing.
Yes, sir. This
Where
was
was that comment?
yeah.
Actually, the paper is more up. Okay, okay, fine. Hmm.
So he referred to figure four.
Hmm.
Figure four is this was figure four, general volt bar control. So
Uh,
he, I mean, but I have to introduce the in the second section itself, right? The mathematical modeling. So this figure
hmm.
appears initially after the all
Hmm.
these figures. So uh, I have to like in
Hmm.
mathematical modeling, I have to propose the volt bar control also, right? The introduction section. No, I mean
Hmm.
I have to introduce the mathematical modeling of volt bar control. So I this figure is appearing first, but
Hmm.
our principal uh, figure is this. Like we are using the nodal uh, power injection, which is dependent on voltage magnitude. But he referred to the next figure. Like the paper is more about
Then
volt bar.
you mention in this response both things. Huh?
Yeah.
That's fine. This also you can mention after the main
Yes, sir.
scope and all that. Hmm.
What is the significance of the result provided in figure 10 to 13? This needs to be justified and validated. Sir,
Hmm.
this is a repetition of the previous comment. Uh, he was like, what is the figure 10 to 13 are showing uh, different hourly FORs, like at different point of time based on different solar PV. Like, what is the significance of 32? Many figures are confusing. This was the last comment, like previous comment. So,
Hmm.
in our paper, we
Go
have
to the comment again. What is the significance of figure
10 to
10 and
13.
11?
10 to 13.
Okay, go back.
Yeah.
Go back.
So, I had mentioned it here, like uh, we are showing FOR at different hour of time, hour of the day. So let me show you. This is the figure he is referring. But again, the numbering he has used wrong. This 10 is, I think he is referring to 11 to 13.
Uh,
And 11 to 13 is the
Feasible operating region.
feasible operating region at 9 a.m. When the conditions are at 9 a.m., based on that, we can have this much flexibility when we have
But
MPPT,
you just mentioned significant. So it looks like the reviewer has not read the paper fully. I
yes,
mean,
sir.
that is just the whole crux. Now we are finding FOR, right?
Yes, sir.
So
And at
I
different
think you have,
a point, a different operating region, operating time, 9
yeah,
a.m.,
yeah,
10 a.m.,
that's
11.
fine. Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Um, one second. Hmm. So, so you tell him the significance is this. This is showing the physical operating region of the system at different operating points. Then bracket you can mention time.
Yes, sir.
Um, and the significance is that based on this only we are able to make use of the capabilities or the margins of active and reactive power available, reactive power particularly available in the active distribution system. So that is the application of it. Now validation you can do with the model itself. Now this is operating region. Fine.
Yes, sir.
See, you have an operating region. Then I think what you should do is you should try to see if you are able to run some of the operating conditions outside FOR and show that it
Yes,
is
yes.
not convergent.
Or
It's not feasible.
it is it is not obeying the voltage magnitude constraint or unbalanced constraint.
Yeah, it is violating those and all that. It is not feasible. So that will be validation, I think. That is how validation can be done at this stage. So that can be done.
And I will refer to this figure also, like at different point of time we can have different requirement from the BPS.
Yes.
So we are
Yes, yes,
presenting the
yes, yes.
hourly. Yes, sir.
No, it's not different. Requirement is fine, but irrespective of the requirement, we should know, na, at each and every operating point, what is the availability. Very
Ye-
common sense, no? If I
yes,
want to provide some support, I should know what is the available support with me.
yes, sir.
Then you can link it to this is also fine.
Sir, for validation, I will. Is a reference power from the BPS. So
Uh,
I will take some power which is outside the feasible operating region and will show that this is not within the constraint of the ADN.
yes, 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 yes. Take several if it is easy. It's not difficult.
Yes, sir. But the
Then you can table them. You can show one or two operating non-feasible operating point results. Others you can tabulate. These are also we did, and this is then we found them out of the bounds.
but sir, that the only problem is that um, uh, this is our this is this transformer is in our hand only. Only this will
Hmm.
change the power from the ADN.
Hmm.
So I will
Hmm.
take that tap setting which was violating. I mean
Hmm.
several more of such settings, and will show that this bus number this was hitting the limit and all. And
Yes, yes, yes. You can show. Yeah. Hmm.
sir, then the editor,
Hmm.
this is the comment. The reviewer pointed out some concerns, primarily on how innovative this paper is. This
Hmm.
recommendation, the recommendation is to add summary, discussion, or highlights of the contribution of the paper in either first or last of the
You
paper.
have not done that yet.
Sir, we had a contribution of the paper section in the introduction itself, right? Like contribution of the
Hmm.
paper.
Hmm.
But in the previous comment, we got some senior editor which showed that you are not following the template and all. So
No,
I have,
but contribution
huh,
is you
that,
remove the contribution there.
no sir, the contribution is there, but there is no
Uh,
separate subsection for that. Uh,
he's telling go back, go back. He's not telling separate subsection. Go
highlight
back to that.
highlights.
The reviewer has pointed out some concern, primarily on how innovative. Okay, the recommendation is to add some summary discussions or highlights of the contribution, either the first or in the last section. So it is not even give a separate subsection. Provides another comparison with the. Have we done any comparison? Was there any comparison there?
No, no, sir. Like because there is no literature which is finding the FOR at different point of time, we have the literature on the entire 9 a.m. To say 5 p.m. complete flexible entire operating region.
Hmm.
Capability, actually capability, entire capability,
Uh,
but there is no hourly flexibility which we can compare. Uh,
hmm.
but as you said, how to validate that thing, that I can mention here.
So he's telling also no compares provide some discussion on the comparison with state of art. I think that's fine. It's innovation, fine. So then you go back to the paper.
Yes, sir. This is the contribution of the paper.
Then fine. You tell him the contributions have been put up in the section one and this and this. Huh?
And this was the motivation. Like, we have the literature based on optimization or Monte Carlo, but it is not completely. I mean, we cannot seek any point within that region without uh,
You
the.
highlight the contribution is in the revised paper and then direct the editor to that.
Uh, uh, Sir, like, we have to highlight this section, right?
Huh?
Sir, he is asking to add like highlights.
Huh?
So we have to add a different section, subsection, or
Huh?
uh, I'm asking, sir, like, what, how I have to do this one?
Which one?
Sir, it is recommended to add the summary, discussion, or highlights in first or last section of the paper.
You revise that wording maybe in the this input it in the first section. It's already in section one. No?
Yes, sir.
It's already in under section one. You can little bit rephrase them, make little more attractive, more elaborate a bit, and then we will highlight that in the revised paper and direct it. Okay, we have based on your suggestion, they have been highlighted in the have been put up have been incorporated in the first section at the end, and same is in highlighted color, and the text is reproducible below for your easy reference. Huh?
Sir, is he like asking like in paper like elsewhere and all we have abstract and highlights, but that is against the template of this journal, right?
No, 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 not that, not that. He's not telling that. He's not even asking that.
Sir, but if you read, add the summary, discussion, or highlights of the contribution in the first or
He's
last.
saying or summary discussions or highlights of this.
Yes, sir. Summary, discussion, or highlights of the contribution.
Yes, of the contribution of the paper in other. So add that highlights. So that's what it is already there. He may not have fully, grasped the whole thing because he's editor and doesn't read the full paper. Then you modify a little bit so that it doesn't also look like it is same. And then you tell we have added this in the first section.
Okay, sir, but it will remain the same, like contribution is there. I will just
Rephrase
delete.
it. Rephrase it.
Yes, sir, rephrase.
Hmm.
Um, yes, sir, the EIC comment.
So in this way, we have gone through at least two revisions. It has become increasingly in the process. If applicable, admit the limitation of the current work and outline further research needed. We don't expect a paper to cover all the issues raised by the reviewers as long as it has sufficient content. However, the paper must not mislead readers. See, he's okay. Alternative, if you have a valid ground to refute the revision requests of the reviewers, you can use cover letter to explain your concern to the editor. If you do so, indicate in response file that you have more information provided to the editor. See item for above. Please make sure that you address all the comments fully. So see, editor-in-chief is indirectly telling this is paper to be accepted. He's also giving an indication to the reviewer, the same paper cannot address all the possible you know, these comments cannot cover whole thing in its scope. It has some limitations on the scope. Now limitations is we don't. I mean limitations we can highlight if there are some limitations which are no limitations would mean assumptions we made, okay, and all that. If you want, we can highlight the limitations, but at the same time we are addressing all the comments, so we can say it responds to return comments. We have addressed all the comments, and based on your suggestion, we have also separately mentioned the limitations which were already mentioned in the previous version. However, based on your suggestion, we have summarized them in one subsection or something if you want.
Sir, we have like future direction or some in the after at the end of the conclusion.
Where is it?
I will show, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, the can be improved by this one, sir.
You add section F now, then limitations and future scope, something like that.
But mostly we have such things in the conclusion itself, so we can write it like conclusion and future scope.
No, but he's telling, do you want to mention limitations of the paper? Did we earlier highlight anything about the limitations of the paper?
Uh, Limitations as such, like the assumptions and all, right?
Have
But
we highlighted assumptions earlier?
no, sir. But I think, sir, we are as assumptions are mentioned in the paper, like while that where the execution in section 3, I think, like what are the assumptions we are having here. For example, we are assuming that uh, we have oversized inverters for volt
So then you
version.
mentioned this in this as a conclusion. No, not before that conclusion. Assumptions and future scope. F part. Huh? Under 4, section 4, F part, assumptions and future scope. Highlight separately in response letter mentioned to the internship. We have mentioned the we have summarized the assumptions which have been already mentioned in the earlier versions. However, for the benefit of the readers and in line with your suggestion, we have highlighted the assumptions made in this paper and future scope. That might be more appropriate. So we don't call them limitations; we call them assumptions.
So which will be the better place to mention it? We have section
Better.
3. I mean, where to position that one, like which subsection, in which section we
I
should put.
already told you. Why are you asking the same question which I
Sir,
answered?
you said
Section 4 at the end.
section 4 is results and discussion, sir, and section 3 is
Yes.
methodology.
Yes. After results and discussion is only go to the last subsection of section 4 and add there
Okay, sir.
before the conclusion.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will add that one.
Hmm.
Uh, uh,
Okay. So prepare the list response letter. Have you prepared?
no, sir.
Based on today's discussion, prepare it quickly and send me. Huh?
And sir, do I have to write the cover letter?
Not required. Not required now. Because we are not telling that we will not we disagree with the reviewer, right?
Okay,
We are answering him also.
okay, okay, sir. Then
We are addressing him. Hmm.
just a response letter. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Uh,
Okay.
Sir, one hello.
Huh.
Sir, one issue was that regarding my hostel. I mean, I had
What was
vacated.
that?
Sir, I had vacated the hostel in July. I mean,
Hmm.
July 29. Um,
Hmm.
in the autumn, in the last autumn semester, but we
Hmm.
have to pay the fees, including the hostel rent also for the entire semester. So
Hmm.
I was told that once you vacate, you will receive the money. I mean the
Hmm.
rest of the rent which you are not staying. So
Hmm.
I had approached the HCU, then I approached Associate Dean SA also. He said that
Hmm.
you should reply. Associate Dean had replied to HCU also, like you should reply to the student or just settle the matter like that.
Hmm.
But again,
Hmm.
HCU did not respond, and now I forwarded it to the Dean SA also, but he is also like
Hmm.
did not respond to the mail. So uh, is there any way, or I have to wait for the final no dues, something like
I think you better wait for the final notice. The money lying with IIT Bombay will not go anywhere, right?
that? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay,
How
sir.
much is that amount?
So it will be something around 10,000.
That's not a problem. It will not go anywhere. Huh?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.